Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be making a potato salad. It's a delicious potato salad. The flavors on it pop, and it's not the same old recipe. Today I'm going to be making potato salad. This is a wonderful recipe, and I have changed it a little bit to my liking. This is a very neat recipe to do, and it's a wonderful recipe to perform when you're learning to train your palate. In other words, learning different flavors and learning how those flavors contrast with each other. So what I've done is I've put together a magnificent potato salad that follows in the southern tradition of a nice, somewhat slightly tangy, mustardy potato salad that you'll see in the South, but with some healthier ingredients added to that. We've backed off of the mayo a little bit and turned it into a really neat dish. Now folks, this is going to be my version of potato salad, and it is delicious. Let's take a look at these wonderful ingredients I have. We'll talk about them and get busy cooking this up. This is a fun one to make. Come on. This is a fantastic assortment of ingredients for when it comes to making potato salad. Now, first of all, any kind of potato you want. I love using the russet potatoes. It's my favorite potato, and I use it for almost everything. So I'm going to use my russets. You can use Yukon Gold or Reds or whatever suits your fancy. It'll all work on this recipe. You're going to need a medium onion. A nice yellow onion is good for this. And here's a trick to know, folks. The flatter the onion, the sweeter it is. So look for an onion that's nice and flat, and you've got a good sweet one. Also, we're going to be using some hot sauce. I've got a chipotle sauce here and some paprika, salt. Here we have some gherkins. These are the little pickles that are, a little bit sweet and kind of tart all at the same time. I have some sweet relish, mayonnaise, mustard. These are sweet peppers. They're wonderful. They don't have any heat, so they're not spicy. They have a sweet flavor to them, and they're great for this. And also we have some small green onions here. This is going to be put together in a magnificent way, and we're going to make a very, very good tasting potato salad. It's time that we get on with processing everything. I'm going to start by chopping up my little gherkins, and I want little chunks of pickle down inside of my potato salad. Once these are cut up, I'm then going to make my dressing with these ingredients. Afterwards, I will then process the potatoes while my dressing is in the refrigerator chilling. This is a really neat way of doing this because it kind of gets you ahead on getting it made quickly and chilled so that it can be served, all right? And it's really best cold, I believe, after it's had a chance to macerate. So we're going to give the dressing a chance to do its thing while we're cooking potatoes, all right? Now, folks, I have everything cut up and ready to go. I recommend that you combine all of these items in a bowl and get them under refrigeration. And that way they can chill off as they macerate and build flavor. And then you can, as you're cooking those potatoes, cool them off quickly, as I'll show you in a moment, and put this in cold. So what we're working with is starting with something that's a little bit colder that helps us to have a refrigerated product faster. That's sort of the idea behind this approach. A lot of people just mix all of this into the cooked potatoes and then stir that. And we're going to do it just a little different way today. So combine all of your goodies, get them under refrigeration. We'll move on to fixing those potatoes. As you can see, I have gone ahead, got everything mixed in there together. Now I'm going to refrigerate this, allow it to cool down, and when it's finished cooling, or I should say when the potatoes are finished cooking, this will be cool and ready to use. Now folks, go ahead and get your potatoes peeled, then wash them, and we're going to dice them. When you're dicing these, dice them into the size of potatoes that you would like to have for your potato salad. It's pretty much that simple. All right, this, not that hard if you use a simple peeler. If you haven't tried one of these, give it a shot. They're great. We now have the peel removed from our potatoes and they've been washed. I'm just going to dice them up into pieces the size that I would like for my potato salad. You please do the same. Now folks, I have my potatoes. I put them in hot water and over a high flame. And I'm going to cook these until I can press a fork into them easily. Like now they're hard. It's hard to get a fork into one of them. All right. But when it slides in easily without this breaking open, then it's cooked right. Now if this breaks apart, breaks in half, I've overcooked them. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook these, and the minute that they are finished, I'll drain them and throw them down in cold water. And that way we stop the cooking process right at the point that we want it. If we don't do that, then these are going to overcook even though we've taken them off of the heat. Potatoes are coming up to temperature. They're about to break boil. I have my cold water ready to dash them into at the end of cooking. A colander ready to drain off that hot boiling liquid when it's finished. And a spoon and fork to check this regularly so that they don't overcook. Oh yeah, they're sliding in easy now. Even look at that. But it's not breaking in half. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, this is the point that I've been waiting for. And let me explain something to you folks. There's no way I can say it's going to take a certain number of minutes, because the potatoes you cut could be smaller or bigger. You could be at a higher altitude or a lower altitude. Too many variables. This is simply something where you have to cook. You have to get in there and test it to see what's really going on. Now I'm going to drain off the water on that and then put these down in my cold. There we go. Right down in the cold water. And that, folks, is simply going to stop the cooking on these. Give them a gentle stir. And there we have it. As soon as these feel nice and cool to the touch, my potatoes are ready for potato salad. Now folks, my potatoes are cooling down in here. My water's just become warm. That's how much these exchanged heat. And so what I've done is I've stopped that cooking process. My potatoes have soft edges on them, easy to break the edge, but they're still firm enough to stay together when they're being mixed and turned. Okay, so that's just perfect right there. That's exactly what I was looking for. Folks, my potatoes are cooked and drained. My dressing is ready to go on them. All I have to do is get these two combined, fold them together, and then I'm going to refrigerate this. It's really best if you let it get nice and cold first. You don't have to, but it's best. And something you might want to know about this, you can use some garnishes on it. So think about that, different things that you could use. Whether it be if you wanted to go Texas style and do some cilantro on it, or some parsley, or paprika, or chives, all kinds of good stuff that you could put down on yours. So consider that, and while you're considering that, let me show you real quick the ingredients quantities for this wonderful recipe. Then we're going to plate this up. The amount of the ingredients that we have used today starts with the potatoes. That was 3 pounds of potatoes. You're going to need to have those peeled and diced. And 1 medium onion. You can use any kind of onion you want for this. Red, yellow, white. Also shallots work good in this dish. In addition, you're going to want some gherkins, about 1/4 cup of those, 1/4 cup of sweet relish, 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of yellow mustard. You're going to want about 3/4 to 1 cup of the peppers once they're sliced. And on these green onions, I recommend 3 small ones. Just chop those up. Works really well in this dish. The salt, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, depending on your tastes. On your paprika, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. And on the pepper sauce, you're going to want about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon on that. It's a wonderful combination, folks. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Now let's take a look at that finished product. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? All mixed together. Now, let's get this on a plate after I get it refrigerated. Okay, let's take a look at this beautiful recipe. Get some of this plated up here. And how about we hit that with some of our fresh chives. Isn't that beautiful? There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Potato salad. That's a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful potato salad. And the best part, delicious potato salad. You know, even though we've put a lot of really intense flavors, the starchiness of the potato takes that and mellows it right out. And it's just perfect. It is a fantastic flavor. Once you've tried this recipe, you're going to love it. And the potatoes, when you're cooking them just right, checking them regularly, you can get them like this. It's firm on the outside. It feels firm in your mouth until you bite into it and you realize that it's as fluffy as mashed potatoes on the inside. That's perfect, and that's what you want. That's what I have here, and it's really good. Folks, thank you very much for watching. If you would, please take a look at my Patreon page, and here it is, patreon.com/Stuart Trotter. If you would, please take a look at that. It's just a funding source. I do photography as well as videography in this show, and so if you would, take a look at what I have going on there. I have things growing as I'm building this business, and I appreciate all of you who have helped me. Ladies and gentlemen, to my subscribers, thank you very much. I appreciate your help. It's, you know, when someone subscribes to a YouTuber, it really helps us. It helps us a lot, more than you might suspect. It really encourages us and pushes us forward, gives us motivation, and it's appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, enjoy this recipe and please enjoy your day. Bye-bye.